Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back. So I have sticky cards. I will probably need to buy that plasticky thing. Uh, I don't know how to call it in English. I guess that it's just about plastifying the cards. It's something that I have been wanting. What I have been wanting. Oh, it's starting well. It's something that I have been wanting to do for a very long time. I hope that I said it right. But you got the message, so that's the most important part. Um, but yeah, life got in the way, I guess. I was busy doing stuff. Um, yeah, I also had another video scheduled, and then once again, life got in the way. So eventually, this is the one that we are going to do today. Um, I know that it's going to be an interesting one, nevertheless, okay? Because it's always interesting, okay? You never know when your spines are going to come in hand, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to go and live your whole life as a war machine, okay? But always keep your weapons in check. You never know. So, group selection. All right, so your girl was feeling generous today. We have 5 groups to choose from. This is going to be a pick a card. Okay, so we are going to have a look at your general energy so that you can check right away each and every group if it resonates or not. And yeah, quick look at your shadow side as well. So this is going to be group number 1. This is going to be group number 2. This is going to be group number 3, 4, and 5. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm just trying to show all the cards, but I can't see at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See you at your group. All right, group number 1, you have Delfinos. You are quite a chatterbox. Right away. I'm also seeing that this is a part of your divine energy, that part of your soul mission is to deliver some sort of truth, to study something in depth, and yeah, find a way to share this knowledge with other people. I also see that the way you speak can be very seductive. Okay, the way you communicate can even be non-verbal. Okay, but communication is is a great asset that you have, a great weapon that you have, and that you can use in order to attract either people or opportunities your way. Um, wouldn't be surprised to know that you manifest through words, okay? So you might be a little bit codependent on the side, meaning that you might need to know that um, you have people that you can rely on to, so that you can basically use them to manifest, okay? And this can sound harsh, but it's also part of life, okay? Knowing that you have stable, grounded relationships where you can speak your truth, basically, okay? Okay, what I was trying to say is that this is like a basic human need, but in your case, it's even more important for you to be able to be open, because that is what helps you create your best reality. So, regarding your what makes you dangerous in this framework, is the fact that you don't give a fuck about your reputation. Okay, if you feel that something needs to come out, it will come out, regardless of how this can affect other people's reputation, your reputation as well. Oh my gosh. I'm getting that very likely there are people who do not want you to use your throat chakra, to not express yourself freely. Um, but this is where you are in your waters, basically. Unlocking secrets. So, this is just a general overview. I have also shuffled the chaotic. You can see with what I did all of this because I didn't paint all of the cards. I didn't have the time. um, yeah, I'm going to pull out 5 chaotic messages from the universe as clarifier. Okay. First card out is ambivalent, which is quite interesting because I started pulling out since I needed more clarifiers for this keyword right here about secret. And it, it it's weird because you are this chatterbox, this very open person um, who basically doesn't know how to keep it shut. But at the same time, you can also be very secretive. Okay, if like it it's not like you feel okay. I'm getting this image of someone who needs to deliver an information from point A to point B or vice versa. um, you are the one person who will very likely be at least capable of delivering the exact information from point A to point B. Now, in the route, the time frame that separates, like the gap between point A and point B, that is something that you are going to be perfectly capable of keeping to yourself. Um, like no intermediaries, I guess. Like you could be a great spy and get like CIA type of individual, where like when you move within your area of expertise, um, you have a certain um, set of rules. Outside of that, you know how to operate differently. Okay, I have it's a yes, go for it. So if I'm getting that this is about career, where perhaps you were considering something that would allow you to use this gift that you have, and it's a little bit out of the norm, or it for some of you it goes against the moral, but we should always double check which kind of moral are you going against, you know? Because if it's something that you don't even believe in, then you are right to not like give a fuck. Okay, let me pull out more. So I see that you are divinely protected. Um, it's basically this refers back to this low-key not give a fuck type of behavior, in the sense that you might have experienced situations where as soon as you decide to accept the truth about a situation that is harmful for you, and you decide to, either speak about it, act accordingly, respect the truth of what you experience, of what you get. Okay, if you get shit, you are going to react accordingly, and you're not going to be thankful. You're going to say, what the fuck, why is this shit coming my way? Okay. um, the people involved, the people responsible, get immediate karma. And so you might be tempted, and spirit is with you in this, to think, okay, but what else can I do? Okay, if I was able to experience this immediate and almost visible protection in seemingly random situations where I was just following my instinct, following my sense of truth, um, what else could I achieve? What else can I um, what what other barriers can I break? Okay, so spirit is encouraging you to dream bigger concerning your gifts and your um, dangerosity. Okay, because this is something that might even protect you as you swim into unfamiliar waters, or trying to test a ground that, like, from the outside doesn't look very friendly. Okay. I also have spent more time outside, and I have images of nature here. So you might be someone who naturally recharges when you are outside. I was also getting this image of you perhaps being a little bit scared to go outside on your own. Perhaps you've experienced something in your past, or perhaps you were a vulnerable individual, which makes sense considering how beneficial it is for you to be able to count on other people, okay, as protection even. Um, so what I'm getting here, what I'm hearing is I fucking forgot to write a timestamp for your group, but that's okay. I'm recovering in a sec. Sorry. So what I was trying to say is that it's okay for you to be industrious, like get creative and find ways where you can have your natural regeneration safely. Okay, you might adopt a pet, a cat, create a green area or space within your own environment, um, or find a way, a park, like, or a group of people who reunites in a park, and perhaps you don't even give a fuck about socializing with that group of people, but that is your way to be outside. Water might be very important for you. I'm getting, like, it's important that you keep your intuition sharp, because you're like a firecracker when you start talking, okay? So it's important that you channel the right information, okay? So self-defense charms for group number 1. Whoa. Like, heart chakra. Okay, it's important that you, okay, yeah. Green is also here. Green is, okay. I did not see that these two were connected. Okay. Heart chakra. Make sure that your decisions, even your explosions, your okay. Your decisions to charge forward, to go to war in some occasions, should always be balanced out by what is good for your heart. Okay, what is going to be, what's that word? Not the feedback. Yeah, I know the word in Spanish. I don't know how to say this in English. I think that it's like retro feeding. I think it's feedback. I think it's feedback. Yeah, it's definitely feedback. Um, that the feedback that you get, or at least that you work in a way that would promote the best feedback for your heart space. Okay, um, meaning that there's no use in poisoning your tongue to the point of no return if that is not supporting your peace. Okay, yes, you can do that. Yes, you definitely have the capacity to cut someone with your words. um, Now, is every occasion worth fighting to the fullest extent of your capacity? Not much, okay? You're definitely going to encounter people who are not themselves, okay? They either act out of substances that they uh, consume beyond what they are capable of handling, um, thoughts, even behaviors that they are addicted to, and you might be able to literally dissect the truth of people as you meet them. Okay, now it's always important to basically keep that information in your pocket, keep the secret until it's actually time to make it come out, hoping that you will never have to resort to that. But you definitely know where to look. Okay, if there is some dirt, you know where to look. So thank you, group number one. What next? Because I'm getting low. Yeah, this ambivalent card is talking again, I guess. It's talking a little bit more. Um, and yeah, I feel like this ambivalence is mostly perceived by other people in the sense that to you it's just a matter of being truthful, okay? But since you are so trustworthy, people kind of do not expect you to be also so cutthroat when it comes to getting to the gut of something. It's like people have some sort of misconception, or it can develop some sort of misconception about you. I'm hearing this is something that you can definitely use to your advantage, the fact that people do not see it coming, because they're like, oh, they have so much composure, um, they know how to be so professional, okay? Like, they are never going to go there, and then you go there, and they're like, what the fuck? Where did that came from? But it's a part of you. It's part of your game, I'm hearing, where yes, I am going to tell you the truth about how to manage the schedule, but if I'm also seeing you acting like a total piece of crap, that is what I'm going to call you, because it's part of me being truthful. It's part of me being transparent. Okay, so just make sure that you do not convert yourself in someone who is just rude because um, they don't know how else to be. How else to be? Like, they don't know how to exist in another way, basically. Okay, don't forget who you are, and don't forget what is actually important to your heart. All right, thank you very much. Group number one. I am now going to switch to group number two. All right, group number two. You have Euronomia, my favorite card. um, so you're giving me hippie Mother Nature vibe. Okay, like you don't have to be a hippie, but it's basically like you don't need much to look elegant. You have a natural vibe, natural beauty. What the fuck is that? Natural beauty, natural power, natural something. Cause I'm a natural. Da-da-da-da. Like whatever it is that you do, you make it look effortless. You make it look like you just sit down and you are playing your harp, you are dancing to the beat of your own drum, and bam, ideas just come to you. Places just draw you in. It's like you are wrapped in creativity. You are a pro. I'm hearing like a pro fighter, so there is something chaotic to your energy that you control very, very well. Rage, fire. Like you might have hyper transcended anger issues. Okay, like you know that you have this beast within you, but you know how to work it good. And what makes you dangerous is that when you keep on poking and poking and poking and poking, when eventually you actually let the beast come out, it's like it's no game. Like it's almost unfair for the person who thought that they were able to be up, basically, to feel superior and to make you feel inferior. Okay, like even if you are standing on the fucking ground, you can still spit fire. Okay, like I literally saw, whoa, okay, I don't know if I can tell what I saw. But like whatever happens to you, you are still going to be able to talk your shit, basically, in whatever position, in whatever situation. Okay, you really know how to keep your calm and composure. Okay, so I feel like even if you know how to spit fire, it comes off in such a way that is almost perfect. Like it's so direct, it's so flawless. It's so like, okay, I am going to interrupt the transmission for a quick second, just because I need to tell to person XYZ that they are a cunt. Great, now we can continue. Okay, and it works because person XYZ was definitely acting like a cunt. Okay, I feel like you do not waste your fire for nothing. Okay, like um, you don't go out of your way to put people in their place who are already there. Okay, I see that you know how to move on from chaos, basically, that is not yours. You have your own. You have your own um, portion of chaos to deal with. And I see that when your own energy becomes dense, that is when you are in your waters, that is when you are comfortable. And it can even be very shaky, it can even move very fast, it can even be very adventurous, very like sudden, like, oh my god, I need to do this and I need to do that, and I need to wake up there and get to sleep in another place, and oh my fucking gosh, you know how to do that, okay? Like for you it's no fucking problem. And okay, I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, okay? I'm going to quote my mom. Like, fuck that bitch, to be honest. But sometimes she would say interesting stuff, like once every decade or something. Um, and she shared this observation with me as I was packing my stuff and improvising life for the 10th time in a row. Um, she told me, you work the other way around that other people work. People are usually comfortable in their comfort zone. You are way more comfortable in your discomfort zone. But it's because, to me, that is not a discomfort zone. That is where I see clear. That is when I actually perceive that there's a rhythm to things. That is when I actually know when to, like, explode and go fast, and when to rest. And yeah, intensity, living intensely. So let me pull out some clarifiers for you. I have pre-shuffled this deck of chaotic messages from the universe. I am just going to pull out 5 for you. Go online. So you might be a pro at dissing people online, or just you really know how to do online stuff pretty well. Okay. You might be slaying online. Good food. You know how to nourish yourself, or you just look like you eat well. Okay, like if you're a meal, like you look healthy. Okay, like everything is where it should be, in the right spot. Okay, whatever your shape is, okay, but you come off as well fed, even energetically, by the way. And female, same thing, okay, like the fat is well placed. I have speak up. I'm going to pull out like all the cards. I have get crafty, and again, ambivalent. So, so speak up. I'm getting that the way you speak pierces through people, even when you mean well. Like you have game. Like you might be a smooth talker, or just you know how to make an information land in the right spot, mentally speaking. Okay, like you might be very capable of speaking of things that are not easy to speak of with strangers, even because I have this like online thing where it makes me think about encounters, relationships, dynamics that are a bit superficial, okay, that are supposed to be quick and not go that deep. Okay, and I see that even in those occasions, you know how to make an impression, okay, you know how to get a message across, okay, if you're trying to let the other person know that there is something that they should know, then the other person is going to know. Okay, you're very clever. You're very crafty. This is talking about you being capable of creating your own opportunities, you being capable of creating your own narrative, or finding like solutions that like are kind of like slaps in your own face. Like this is something that you might experience personally, okay, like getting these sudden ideas, these sudden realization that are like bam, oh shit. So that's that's how I can do things, or that is what it means, or I mean whatever the time frame of the phenomenon might be. It's something that you feel very sudden, and it's something that other people also see as very sudden. It's something that it's kind of like you can pull magic tricks out of your head, and you might surprise yourself sometimes. Like, am I that smooth? Really, that was me. You might be into music. But I see your ideas running very, very fast. Um, which bring us to this ambivalent energy that you might have. So I see that there, yeah, okay, I see it. I see it. Right here. Right here. You are you, okay? You are you, and you have the right to be as fluid as it gets, as forever changing as it gets. Now, this doesn't come without issues or difficulties that you can still use to your advantage, though. People might have a hard time deciphering you because, on one side, you're coming off as this super sorry about that as this super grounded individual who can sit down, meditate, play some music, listen to some calm music, predictable, well-spoken, elegant even. At the same time, you're a fucking wild card. At the same time, you can be fucking explosive, like, oh, okay, I'm just going to, I don't know why I heard build a house, build a project. I'm just going to make something explode. I'm just going to create something. I'm just going to organize a travel. Okay, like whatever your type of explosion might be, it's something that people have a hard time reconcile. You might have a hard time being like at peace with yourself, but I'm seeing that you definitely do have the potential to balance out these opposing energies like a pro. Okay, like, yes, I exist. I'm all of this. So what? Okay, like as you learn how to be basically compassionate to yourself and being at ease in your emotions, I'm also seeing. Being able to go with your own flow and being accepting of what your own flow is something that you might benefit from, because these apparently chaotic switches are going to be more and more beneficial for you because it is going to come from within, okay? Rather than, oh, I have this explosive energy, I'm just going to go around and follow whatever stream of information is going to come my way. You are going to become sharper and sharper as you learn how to follow your own stream, basically, your own river. Rock me like a river. Shut your mouth and rock me like a river. Oh yeah, sorry. I was just angry because I couldn't remember the lyrics. So, yeah, being in your own stream, being in your own flow, where basically your actions are based on, oh, I'm feeling discomfort in this type of area. It's because I need to meditate. It's because I need to to ground my energy. I need to release some electricity, okay? I need to sit the fuck down and, I don't know, compose a song or sing a song or listen to something or meditate, okay? Opposite to, oh, I'm feeling this type of discomfort because all these type of things I need to fix. Let's fix them. A little bit of everything, all of the time. A little bit of everything, all of the time. So, not gonna lie, you might identify with the ADHD label. Um, I don't stick too much to labels, okay? It's just a convention that, a language convention that I'm okay. Um, that I use in order to be understood. So, self-defense terms for you. You're definitely a divine being, so I feel like your appearance might be a little bit out of this era, okay? You might look like a painting or an old photo or an old movie star, something like that. And it's because your lineage is quite ancient, very likely. Self-defense charms, please. Come on. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, this is interesting. Keep the secret. You have magic within you, my friend. You have magic within you. There is something that you do in order to manifest that you cannot share with just anyone. And it can even be something very small, okay? A little ritual, some certain type of mind frame, a certain type of energy that you need to embody, certain type of events. Can be different for everyone, okay? But there is a little something that has to be a part of your recipe. That is not something that you can share with just anyone. And I feel like this is also why you're dangerous, because this is not something that people can figure out easily, okay? People don't know when you make the switch, why. And it's not their fucking business because it's your manifestation, okay? But if they want it to be their fucking business, then they're probably going to find out in the worst possible way. Oh shit. Are you a punch thrower? Like one of those people who look zen as fuck, but if they need to defend themselves, it's like, I'm going to put you to sleep. Okay? And it's going to be for a while. And oh my god, okay. I was about to take a tiny break, like the type of break that you were not even going to feel. And I was reminded of this video that I saw just the other day of this woman who was in court, and she was bringing her ex-lover to court. I don't know what the fuck the man did, but it was probably bad, because she starts yelling to the judge, like, I don't know what to do because I'm a woman of God, but I'm also very straight. So, do I pray or do I destroy the man? So I feel like this is also, oh, you might also have like this kind of little inner dialogue with yourself, like, do I chill the fuck out or do I go the extra mile? Okay. Like, I also see that you know how to calm yourself down. And this is actually a weapon, because this means that when you actually strike, it's because of something that was well thought. Like, yes, you definitely have the potential and the capacity to explode and throw tantrums. Okay, like grab shit and throw it around the room and whatever the fuck. Okay, like a fucking Godzilla. Um, but you don't. Like, you would rather wait until the very last minute before resorting to that, or finding other ways to be assertive that are just as powerful, okay? But you have range. You have range because you know your rage. Ooh. Ooh. That's interesting. I cannot wait to make the trailer of this video, by the way. I have this song that has been going on in my mind for 2 days now. And I need to use it. Like, it's a physical necessity. Otherwise I can't focus. Okay? I just have the song going on in my mind. Okay, I'm getting like Tony Stark type of vibe. Like, oh, when did you became an, what was that, like an astrophysician or something like that? And he answers last night. Okay, so there is something that is very quick about you. You're a quick learner, a quick doer, a quick creator. Something that is like boom, boom, boom. Like your switch is you're not boring. Okay, you're not boring. Which is a bit of a contrast, yeah, because that is not the way you come off. Okay, you come off as like super zen. And I feel like it's because you got it, okay? Like you actually understand what you're doing. Maybe other people don't, but you do. And perhaps this is something that throws you off at times, okay? Like other people might um, instill self-doubt because they don't have your energy, so they cannot see things the way you do. Okay, and so you might actually like ask yourself, am I really this? Am I really this good? Am I really this magic? Am I really this complete being? Yes. Like the short answer is yes. Okay. And may your enemies brace themselves for each and every moment where you are going to basically decide to embody this energy against them, because I see that like even if they throw their whole array of best stuff at you, your little stuff is still better than theirs. Like you at your lowest, you still accomplish more than those motherfuckers. I don't know who the motherfuckers are, but there is some there are some type of bad and weak encounters that are inscripted in your path, and like it might throw you off balance, okay? Especially if this happens during a phase where you are more relying on your calm energy. So you might be like, no, what the fuck, I'm not ready to embody this, okay? But what you need to know is that when you actually do, it's game over, okay? It's game over. Whatever your situation might be, you might have turned your back to a certain part of you. You might need to reconcile with a certain part of you. I don't know, okay? But know that when you actually do that, it's game over. Like you have the okay. You can create a whole reality and destroy that same reality. I don't know if you had experiences with fire in the past. Did you burn something to the ground? Because I know I had. I mean, not on purpose. No, I haven't. But you might have done it on purpose. Something that you did, something that you made. Okay, I'm getting the word fire shaman. And I'm getting also this message about you being scared of your own fire. And I don't know if this is something that belongs to your past or if this is something that you are currently working on, because it is a timeless reading. So I'm just reading the general energy, then the way the energy stretches and expresses depends on the exact point where you find yourself in time. Okay? So you need to do the translation. It's the only type of work that you need to do in this type of readings. Okay, I do all the rest. But there is definitely a part of you that has been trying to walk away from your fire, extinguish your fire, not knowing that there is great power there. And maybe in your youth, you felt like it was going to swallow you or like take over in a bad way. And this is why you never looked at that part of you ever. Like, you decided that you were not going to rely on that part of you. But it's quite necessary though. Like, it's a part of you. It's not something that you can just erase. And I'm also seeing life kind of putting people in your path, and this is what I was trying to say, to basically trigger you to the point where you have no choice but be this dragon and say no, and remember how good it feels to just listen to your own fire, okay? All right, I guess I can close it now. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to leave a comment down below, let me know, or just leave the comment, what fuck. And now I am going to switch to group number 3. See you soon. All right, group number 2, you have Echo. So, there is something about your affiliations. Like, this might not be for everyone, okay? But for some of you, you might have dangerous affiliations, okay? Like, you know when they say it's not you, it's the people you know. For others of you, it's about the way you are willing to react when you realize that people are like acting behind your back, talking behind your back, scheming behind your back, like the way you are willing to shut down a rumor, it's something that can stick with someone's life forever. Sorry, I had to go and eat a little bit of rice. I was just hungry. No, I'm not hungry. I'm just hungry. I'm not that angry. So, there is something a bit toxic about you, I'm not going to lie, where, okay, not only you are willing to go to the extreme in order to defend your honor, but I was also getting this message about you being very good at calling people names, okay? Like, you know how to find someone's vulnerability and just find a way to amplify that to the max, okay? To the point where the person is going to be left alone and crying, okay? Like looking at themselves and hating on themselves. You don't have any problem walking away from situations that do not serve you. You don't have any problem creating nostalgic feelings in other people, okay? Like, you know when to be selfish, okay? Regardless of how this is going to affect other people. So, let me pull out the clarifier so that we can continue. I have shuffled my chaotic messages from the universe deck. And here we go. I have spent more time outside. So I see that you might get a little bit overconsumed by other people's energy. Okay, so make sure that you always keep yourself grounded. Make sure that you always take care of your energy. Take a lot of baths, take a lot of showers, go to swim as many times as you can, and make sure that you nourish yourself properly, that you make sure that your energy doesn't remain stained, okay? Because if you have this capacity, this is probably something that you had to develop out of need, okay? In order to protect yourself. Now, once you see that a certain dark trait is actually serving you, is actually protecting you, you might get tempted and live through that, okay? Basically becoming the alter ego. And not realizing that at the same time you are poisoning your own aura. So keep your weapon as a weapon and make sure that your general system stays organic, basically. Me. Yeah, selfish. Selfish is coming through. You don't need them. And dream bigger. So you're a bit of a user, like I'm also hearing like in a good way, or at least I hope so. In the sense where you know where you are going, okay? So if you enter a situation and you realize that is not serving you, and at the same time that by putting yourself first in the situation it might lead you to something better, you are going to do that, okay? You are not going to like put your heart on a silver platter and just let everybody else's expectations and needs to fall on your plate, okay? You might also know how to use other people's toxic energy to your advantage, okay? When you realize that it's time to move, that is when you start collecting karmic debts, okay? Like, okay, I was silent in occasion A, B, C, and D. Now I kind of have to go, so I'm going to remind you situation A, B, C, and D so that we can wrap things up. And you are left to deal with the emotional baggage. I'm free. Okay? You know how to let other people talk in order to basically reveal themselves, okay? Like, you might basically know how to mirror other people so that they feel comfortable enough to share themselves. And once you actually realize that what they are sharing is not something that you like, you're like, bye. Yeah, I feel like people are left with like the shade of you. It's kind of like you know how to pull a cloak, or more like you know how to wear a certain type of dress or a certain type of persona when you are in front of certain people, and once it's time to leave them behind, they're left with that shallow image of you that was not you, that was just you were just perhaps being kind or just laughing at their jokes. But I feel like people naturally project um, their own expectations on you, and this is something that you can learn how to benefit from, okay? Because from that point on, you are not obligated to act according to a false idea of you. You are perfectly allowed to act according to the truth of what you are. I feel like you had to miss a lot. You had to leave behind a lot. And this is why you are in this energy now where it's either exactly what you were looking for or you have no problem walking away. There is kind of like an ongoing cycle, or there is this repeating pattern or energy of negative energy projected towards you. And I see that you are learning how to use that to your advantage, how to use that as a signal that it's time to go, okay? Not take it personal, not trying to make the other person change, not trying to make them see that it's wrong, okay? Just, okay, this is what you are. You are going to miss me because I've been down this down this road before. What is sure now, what is different now, is that I am not going to miss you, okay? I am confident in the fact that I am going to find other stuff on my path. I am going to move on to something better. I am moving on. So, self-defense charms, please. Alright, we have 3. Interesting. So I see that you are starting to understand the finer dynamics of karma. So you are starting to learn how to move for yourself. You are starting to learn how to make promises only within yourself, how to keep promises for yourself, and screw everyone else. You are going to be um, trustworthy as long as people are trustworthy with you, okay? And if not, you are going to welcome in new energy for as long as you breathe. And you have also learned that spirit is with you in that, okay? If you decide to leave behind someone who is being deceitful, if you choose yourself, if you put yourself first, you are going to be rewarded. You are going to receive some sort of random cash, new opportunity, financial win, a discount, whatever. Something positive is always coming from putting yourself first. Okay, so this feels a little bit like magic, and it is. It is. Once you learn how to work with energy, you are actually doing magic. Okay, so something else is that you are a magician. Okay, you know how to work for relationships in order to create magic. How to release relationships in order to create magic. Are we good? We're good. Thank you. Group number 3, leave a comment down below if you feel called to. Personal readings are available through the reservation link down below. And that is all. See you soon. Oh my goodness. Group number 4. This feels like a marathon. I had to stop and eat some rice. So, let's continue. You're a bit of a devil, okay? I'm not going to lie. You're a shapeshifter. You can be a bit forceful when you feel like people need to listen to you or to what you have to say, your truth, or what you consider to be your truth. You might even be wrong. But when you are convinced that someone has to listen to you, it's like you are going to listen to me. Okay, even if I have to chain you and drag you out of your dark hiding spot, I will. You're very good at being alone. Okay, you thrive in loneliness. Like lone wolf saying fuck off to the pack. Almost, okay? Not even leading the pack, okay? It's like, no, I'm going the other way. You're a shapeshifter. That is a part of the devil energy that I was catching up. I was what? I was perceiving. Meaning that you can change quite quickly, and that is something that can literally happen in people's faces. Okay, like you might start off a conversation all sweet, and all of a sudden it's like, bam, I was actually going to fuck you, okay, and not in the best sense of the word. And when it comes to your dangerosity, my dear Dionysus, you indulge a lot. Let's be honest, you indulge a lot. It's kind of like you don't know how to say no to a good glass of wine. Whatever a good glass of wine might mean to you, okay? It's kind of like you have your weakness, or weaknesses, might even be many, okay? Like 3 or 4, whatever. But whenever you are presented the opportunity to say yes to your favorite kind of glass of wine, it's kind of like you can't say no. And for some of you, it's coming through that you are never going to be able to, okay? It's something that is a part of you. It is what it is. Yeah, just FYI, if this is something that interests you, yeah, make sure that you keep balance and you don't, okay, because I said in the beginning, my dear Dionysus, and if you know anything about it, it's this god of party, basically, okay? And it's also a psychological archetype, and there is this like fated end to this energy embodied to the excess, where the divine being gets consumed by the creatures and the being and the people that get invited to his ongoing celebration, okay? It's almost like this is your weapon. This is your weapon because this is where you recharge, okay? When you can basically let go, okay? You can, yeah, okay, I'm getting this image. It's almost as if you were driving a car, okay, and boom, you put the thing, the thing that you move inside of the car, and there is a specific vitesse, a specific speed that makes you feel you. Okay, it's like boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're on. Okay, and from that moment on, it's kind of like this happy marathon where you just grab whatever it is that it's on your path, and maybe you were crying until 5 minutes later, but once you are in this energy, it's like everything is just falling on your feet. Okay, you know that commercial Pac Rabanne 1 million, and it's like boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah. Dionysus. So you definitely know how to start a party, and I'm seeing that it's kind of like a two sides weapon, because it's it's bizarre when we consider just how much you benefit from being left the fuck alone. Okay, it's kind of like you have this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, two things. It's kind of as if you were dangerous even without wanting to, because of this strong opposition that you are. um, so it's kind of like you can be the life of the party, the life of the game, the it boy, it girl of the situation. And then you can also easily disappear for 3 days and not talk to a single soul. And that is when you are actually recharging your batteries. But you are also recharging your batteries here. It's just that you need to be in a certain mood in order to benefit from this energy. And then go back to here, and while you are in this energy, it's like you are a totally different person. And that is why people don't understand anything about you, because these two sides of you easily coexist within you, but when it's time to express them, it's such a shock. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, you were dancing on a table until yesterday. What the fuck are you doing now crying on your sofa? You're not the same person. I don't understand. But it's because your energy is so powerful, it's so extreme. And it's kind of like you yourself are being thrown from one side of the other of one same room. The room is you. But people only see when you basically land against the window, like, okay, I'm here, and then the room is moving again, and you land again the opposite window, and there are people on both sides, and they're like, but why can't they always stay in front of this window that I can see? Okay, so you might struggle. This is also talking about the way you struggle a little bit to connect with the mass. So let me pull out on what now. What makes it dangerous is you, is you using this energy against people, basically. Using the fact that some people can't understand you to fuck them up mentally, basically. Um, like, you might like to talk a lot of nonsense, gonna be honest. You like to play with people's mind. You like to play mind games, that's for sure. Alright, now I'm pulling out the clarifier, so I pre-shuffled my chaotic messages from the universe. homemade tarot deck. And I'm just going to pull out 5, check your messages. So the way you communicate, okay? You know how to get the message across, but you don't always take care of the content of the message, okay? Like you don't always double check if it's actually worth getting that message across. What you accept is what they get. It's now or never. Psychopath. I see what this is about. If the situation is shaking from... My fucking God. If the situation is shaky from the start, imagine later. So, these clarifiers, train cascade, whatever the way you want to say it, is talking about a potential necessary awakening that you are supposed to have. This energy that you are in, okay, as long as you are disconnected from the fact that this is you, this is the totality of you, you are never going to be able to chop one or the other. Both are you. But as long as you are not able to accept that all these facets compose the totality of you, you might fall into situations that force you to deal with people who are not good for you, but are good to accept the partial versions of you that you cannot control. So let's say that you know that you can be all grumpy and moody for a set amount of days. And during that set amount of days, you meet with a set amount of people. And then you also know that during the rest of the time, you are this werewolf, okay? Going out and eating everything that is on his or her path. And in order to support this other side of you, then you deal with a whole nother part of people, okay, who can only deal with the werewolf, basically. None of these people are good for you, okay, because they force you to erase one or the other. So there is a karmic awakening before we can even start talking about journey. There is a karmic awakening where you are supposed to look at yourself in the mirror and drag yourself out of your own shadows and be true to yourself. Like, do I really like these people, or am I using them just to feel like I'm a little bit normal? Okay? And you're not normal, but this is good, okay? This is where there is power within that, okay? There is just a repurposing that is very likely meant to happen. Now, I don't know if you're watching this video as the repurposing is taking place, okay? Or before, okay? Because this is a timeless reading. So, I'm reading the energy. Then the way the energy stretches and manifests depends on the exact point where you are in time, okay? So you are meant to touch a point in time where you are going to realize, if I move one more step in that direction, I'm going to be stuck in this energy forever. So I don't know, I might not know right away what I'm going to do on the long run, but I'm not going to deal with them anymore. That's for sure, okay? And you are going to see just how much I see you facing the white wall or the white page. Like, okay, how the fuck do I refill all this void space? I see you becoming a little bit wicked in the way you are going to embrace your dark side. You are going to see just how much you were able to bring to the table, and I see you ruminating, thinking, what else? What else? Is there anything else? Because you are going to feel at some point in time that this separation, this internal separation in the way you live and operate, is not solid. It's not something that can support you for the long run. It's something that force you to constantly hiding, and it's not even I don't know, having different jobs, and you can't express all of yourself in all of your in each and every job, okay? Because this would be something that you do consciously. Doing it unconsciously is realizing that you are constantly trying to satisfy two or more opposing parties in your life, and none of those parties are you. None of those parties are thinking about you. So I'm also seeing you getting a little bit angry, to be honest, at how many things you let slide just to keep a certain system, a toxic system, in place. And I see you becoming a little bit mean when it comes to cutting il gregge, the multitude off, okay? Whatever I need to say to you in order to have my peace and distance, I am going to say that to you. Like, basically, it's kind of like the two or more opposing parties are going to see the side of you that they never saw, okay? Like, the wild ones are going to see the more retreated side, like, yeah, no, actually, I got bored of this. I'd rather be on my own. And then the more retreated party is going to see you as a little bit of a wild card. But I see this as a liberatory experience for you, where basically you are going to realize just how much your energy only depends on you. It was never them, okay? It was you subconsciously selecting environments and places, allowing you to have some sort of control and order. And perhaps this is something that you learned how to do in your youth, okay? But we are always evolving. So, whew. The next step would be to find places and scenarios where you can do that on purpose, basically, okay? And be the master of this chaotic energy of yours, okay? I don't know what what type of conclusion you are going to receive about yourself, but it's something that has the potential to drag you, like to make you feel dragged, like, how the fuck could I miss this about myself? Like, how the fuck could I not see this information about myself? How the fuck could anyone around me could not see this or treat me accordingly? And this is also going to be a work in progress, where you are going to have to work on forgiveness and focusing on realizing that it was always your responsibility, okay? You might have lacked people pointing out the right way for you, and this is probably like a even more ancient type of frustration that you might have to come to terms with, some sort of a void in your past, okay? Where people that were taking care of you didn't really know what to do with these extremes, okay? Perhaps all they knew were the codes that were available to them, and they did not realize that you needed more. You needed to access more opportunities. You needed to, it wasn't about keeping you underwater, it was about stimulating you way more. It was about challenging you way more. Self-defense charm, please. Chicken's so bad. So, all right. So, as I said, I don't know when in time this video is going to find you, because this is a timeless reading, but very likely you are approaching some sort of dark night of the soul, okay? Because I have, you need to hide somewhere, and I see that there is definitely some solitary work that you have to do. This energy here, this loner energy that you might have experienced already in your life, this is the part of you that you are supposed to enhance for a little moment, so that your weapon doesn't become okay, the way you self-destroy, or what destroys you as well. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Therapy might be needed, not going to lie, okay, but there are definitely some major truths that are supposed to come out of you, and that are supposed to liberate you, okay, because this is also, okay, this is something that I had to tell myself, and it's a very practical reflection, but a very useful one, where you will have to put on a scale, basically, all the energy that you are devoting to keep those truths underneath, compared to all the time and energy that would be available to you and for you if that emotional baggage were lifted and left behind. There is some old and gray energy that you are supposed to release in order to look at your future with like a brand new perspective, okay? And I'm literally seeing someone seeing the world with new eyes as you realize that you had it within you all this fucking time. You were just so fucking busy hiding stuff that was probably not even yours to hide, that you couldn't use it. Okay? So this is something that you are definitely going to have to work in the dark, okay? This is something that you're going to have to change your inner dialogue. You're going to have to recalibrate your energy in a way that suits you, and not all these external counsels of friends and family. And oh yes, good news for the girl. Okay. I just received finally this message that I have been waiting for 2 days. So yeah, inner dialogue, inner work, crying your own tears, journal your own stuff, and be fucking honest with yourself. Okay? Okay. And this is when you are going to start seeing also the power. Okay? Because I see that at first you are probably going to have to give up on this weapon of yours, because if it's used as escapism, then you are escaping yourself by definition. As you actually re-enter yourself, you're also going to be able to repurpose this energy. I don't know how, sincerely don't, but you will, which is great news. So, see you soon. Group number 4. I am now going to move on to group number 5. Alright, group number 5. You have the Mitra. You are definitely a boss. You have or you have the potential to have like powerful affiliations. You might come from a family that does. Don't have to though, okay? You might just have this energy about you. I see that you put your work above anything else. Like your responsibilities are everything to you. Your hard work, your reputation, your results, what you can bring to the table in terms of like practical wealth is very important to you. Okay, so I see that you definitely know how to do your shadow work, and this is something that not only you do regularly, but it's something that you can be very open about. And like it doesn't mean that you need to sit down and talk about your problems, but it's something that you know how to profit regularly. Like you know how to sit down, meditate, and actually extract the useful and practical informations out of it. Okay. And what's coming through that is quite interesting is the void that you left, that you leave, or that you left in the past already. When you leave, when you stop doing what you do in work environment, in a group of friends, in a relationship, people are left clueless. I feel like people get so used to having you around once you actually are around, when you actually are around, that when you leave, when you actually decide that enough is enough, that it's time to pack your stuff and go, the void that you leave behind, it's quite hard to replace. Okay? Like you might have experienced literal workplaces going to shits after you leave, or people becoming unrecognizable after you break up with them. There is also something about being very sudden. Like you might put up with a lot, but when you decide that it's time to go, it's time to go. You collect your energies. I see that you have some sort of shadow. Okay, you have some sort of emotional baggage that is quite heavy and quite dark. But this is what allows you to be this powerhouse, to be this powerful force. You have knowledge and skills that not everyone has. And so you might have experienced people rejecting you precisely for these shadows of yours, and repenting right after, because once they do that, you're like, okay, so I'm going to lift my heavy weight and bring it to somewhere else. So I have shuffled this deck of chaotic messages from the universe. I am going to pull out 5, just like every other group. You know how to be patient, that's for sure. Okay, you know when it's time to endure, and you know when it's time to leave, but you also know when it's time to endure. um, I have take care of your body. So you might be very athletic, or just you come off as very healthy. This is also something that people kind of miss about you, either because of how like if it was a relationship, they missed how um, fresh your energy was. um, I'm also hearing that some people miss the fact, like regret the fact that they missed the chance to steal some like healthy secrets from you. I have tell the truth. What else? It doesn't make any sense. And I have someone is watching you. So it's kind of like you always know what to say. Okay, you come off as this like wise ruler. Okay, people feel as if they can come to you and you can comfortably sit up from your throne, and whatever is going to come from your mouth, it's always what people need to hear. Okay, and for some people this doesn't make any fucking sense, because not everyone is like that. Okay, not everyone has this capacity to be kind of always in this prayer mode. Okay, where you know how to pray for people, how to deliver prayer, words of prayer to other people, words of advice. Okay, you are this guide in the dark, but this what people don't realize is because you had to guide yourself out of darkness so many times, that when someone else comes in and they start telling about their brand of darkness, you're like, that was 2016. Okay, so you just take the first left on the right, then turn around the fountain, then go all the way to the woods, and you'll be good. Okay, I see that you definitely have people keeping an eye on you, keeping tabs on you, trying to see what you're going to do next. It's kind of like you have these constant cycles of going down, going deep into the dark, and then coming up with new solutions. Okay, and you have people trying to see how you do it so that they can copy that, and they can't, and they're regretting that, like they're sad about it. You have people from your past who dated you, and they're like, "In the fuck did I let this go?" Um, and they're trying to see what you're up to. Okay, some people might even try to see if there's a window of opportunity to like bridge the gap, bridge the separation between the two of you. Self-defense charms. Yeah, people don't realize, just it's not that they don't realize, they don't understand how can you even recover. So perhaps you went through stuff that was so fucking harsh that like other people would have folded, and you were like, no, this is something I am going to lift. Okay. Interesting, because we have go to war, we have root chakra, we have ask, talk to a true friend, use art and creativity, we have police, and we have stay focused. So I see that you are very strict in what you allow in your life. Okay, like if someone is acting like a friend, that you are going to treat them like that, but you are not going to force just any relationship in order for it to become friendship. Okay, it's if that's not the way you come off, then that's not the way I'm going to treat you. Um, I see that the solutions that you come up with are very creative and unique. This might also explain why people get so frustrated once they cannot benefit from those anymore. Okay, and you know how to keep your focus. You know how to stay 10 foot down. Um, like it could be a fucking tragedy coming your way. You're like, okay, that's a tragedy, and that's the way I deal with tragedies. Like you know how to keep the focus. It's not because the situation is bad that you're going to act in whatever type of way. You're going to act in a way that is appropriate to a bad situation. So, root chakra, you are very grounded. You might not feel like it because of these constant changes that you go through, but you need to know that it's just because of how grounded you are that you are able to travel within emotional and soul states and always come out on top. I have go to war and police. So I'm also seeing that you have no problem like tarnishing someone's reputation or someone's peace in order to defend yourself. Like in this card, we have Demetra as central figure. Okay, so what did Demetra do? Demetra is the goddess responsible for fertility, crops, and basically everything juicy coming from the earth. Um, she was in charge, okay, and everything was going well until her daughter was kidnapped. And since nobody wanted to help her because they were like, nah, she's happy, she's just, dancing with the devil down there. and and she was like, okay, but I want to know. It's my daughter, so nobody's going to tell me shit, okay? I am going to verify myself. And nobody was going to help her, as I said. And so what did she do? She stopped producing. Like, she let everyone starve to death. Like, you might see through a situation. Like, you might know that if you go all the way with defending yourself, defending your properties, defending your point, going towards something new, it's going to make something else crumble to the ashes, but you're willing to do that. You know how to overcome regret for the higher good of things. And you also know how to get back to work once it's done. It's like, okay, mission accomplished. Let's get back in the game. Like, you are relentless. That's the word, okay? When it comes to your endeavors, when it comes to your self-healing, when it comes to your revenge even. Like, you are not the type of enemy that people want to have, that's for sure. Okay, also knowing that, like, her brother and sister were the major gods, so... It's kind of like you always have new cards under your sleeves, okay? Like, people never know what to expect. It's like they watch you and you are presenting like this fruit, and they just know that you have all this bag of tricks on your back, but they don't know what's inside. Okay, I also see that you keep your friends close, you keep your weapons close, you keep your informations close. You like to keep control of your universe. And you are in control of that. This is also what makes you dangerous, because if someone starts acting up within your own universe, then they're fucked. Because you are the ruler there. You make the rules. And I feel like you know that, okay? Like, you might not use that lightly, okay? Because I see that you are way more focused on getting shit done. But if it's necessary, you're willing to shut down the whole fucking system so that a bitch will starve. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go dance now. See you soon. Leave a comment if you feel called to, and personal readings are available through the link down below. Bye.